My first bodybuilding show was beautiful, traumatic, expensive, and I flashed a room full of people. So today we are breaking down the absolute truth of what it took to get me on stage. Peace, y'all. I am Victoria Bates. You can call me Coach V. And as many of you may know, some of you did not know, I decided to be wild and do something crazy and try bodybuilding. And so many things have happened. I'm definitely not that person that I was when I started or decided to start. And of course, I mean that in a good way, lots of growth, but not every experience was quote unquote good or comfortable. I think the whole bodybuilding experience was very uncomfortable. And I want to kind of jump straight to the stage. We're going to start there. On show day itself, embarrassing. One word I can use to describe that experience was embarrassing. I had some embarrassing moments, guys. So you work hard, right? I've started training for this show in particular since the end of January, right? Of 2026. I don't know when you're watching this, right? The beauty of the internet. And so it's June 5th, right? The show is June 5th. I done all this work. I done been in prep for I don't know how many weeks you counted. I don't even know. I don't even want to do the brain math on that right now. But I've been in prep, I've been training, I've been dieting, I've been doing all the things, right? I'm competing on this stage. I do my back pose. I'm feeling good. I do my front pose. I'm doing the posing. I feel good. Makeup is beautiful. Hair is beautiful. Suit is beautiful. Music is popping, okay? Adela, thank you for whoever that lady was who was DJing because she did a great job. As soon as it was my time to go on stage, guess what started playing? Beyonce, I'm a diva, yeah! I felt good. Stage presence, beautiful. Now I'm building you up right now because you're like, okay, so what happened? I was embarrassing. I get on this stage, I turn around, I do my back pose. I didn't know this at the time, but guess what? Tampon string was hanging out. Tampon string was hanging out. And I want to tell you guys these things because I just feel like being honest and being upfront is very helpful. And I just feel like people should see more of the reality, not the cookie cutter influencer stuff. Like, no, I'm a real person, okay? This is my real experience. And I don't know if it's because I'm just blessed genetically that people maybe did not notice, but I just feel like somebody should have told me. Like, my coach didn't tell me, the tanning people didn't tell me when I'm literally bending over in front of them for them to tan me, right before I get on stage, for them to glaze me as well. They did a touch-up tan and a glaze. Nobody saw it. And I get it. I should double check, triple check. But you don't understand, on show day, there is so much going through your head. You're feeling so many different things. You're trying to like carb up, but not spill over. And it's a lot. But that was the embarrassing moment. Number one was the fact that my tampon string was hanging out. Number two, the fact that I was on my cycle in general. Cycle came early. And I wasn't happy about that. And normally people lose their cycle in general when they're in prep, but this was like my real first prep. I think my body was just doing what it did. You know what I'm saying? I don't think my body acted the same way it does for everybody else. So yeah, I'm on my cycle. And so I'm obviously gonna be a little bit, or feeling and looking a tad bit, bloated or like bigger than usual. So that's embarrassing moment number two. But guess what? Embarrassing moment number three, I get backstage and I'm looking at all the women around me all of the women are stick thin, lean. And there's a difference between lean and skinny, but a lot of people were just really skinny. A lot of people were lean, cut, looked absolutely awesome. And it's not that I did not look great. I did. And it's not that I did not make progress. I most definitely did. The thing is though, guys, I didn't realize that I wasn't small. Like I've been, pretty much, I'm a very tall person, and I've pretty much been considered, I don't want to say thin, but I've been considered slim. There we go. That's a more healthy word. I've been considered slim for most of my life. And so I get backstage and I'm looking around and I'm like, I thought I was small. I'm thick. Okay, like I just look so big. And I'm looking back at these pictures, right? The NPC pictures. I'm looking back at the stage pictures. I look so big. When they say the camera adds 10 pounds, they are not lying. They are not lying. This is my first time actually experiencing it. I looked at myself, I said, oh, it looks like I didn't do any conditioning. And if you've been following on Instagram through the journey, you see me on that Stairmaster almost every day, okay? Every day, sweating the storm. The conditioning was there. But for whatever reason, I just wasn't conditioned to the point of the ladies that were there. Or honestly, I think it's genetics. So I get the judges' feet. Wait, what's the next part? I gotta check my notes. Look, we doing this more organized. I got my notes because I gotta make sure we hit every point. So yeah, so I'm noticing, all of the women are definitely like stick thin and I'm not. Now, this didn't hit my confidence. It was just like a surprise. And I'm a Leo moon. There's plenty of confidence embedded within me. I mean, bodybuilding would definitely test you. We can get into that. But like, it definitely was just a surprise to me. I didn't feel bad about myself. I was a little bit shocked, maybe a tad bit concerned, but I knew that I did a lot of hard work. And so I was like, okay. All right, so next, let's get into the physical and the mental hardships of bodybuilding. Like, let's just get straight into it because you need to know this, especially if you were considering trying this sport, you need to know the nitty-gritty. If you guys remember the very, very, very first video of this bodybuilding series, there's probably only 3 because going through this journey was a lot for me and I couldn't even continue with trying to put out videos at the same time. Like prep is a lot. It is a lot. And I don't think that y'all understand exactly everything that I was doing. Not only was I in prep, right? And I'll tell you what that entails, but I'm also in culinary school right now. Also working. And so I used to kind of hide this, but I just feel like we need more creators who are just real and raw and just have normal lives for the most part. My life is not necessarily normal, but you know what I mean. So I'm a manager at Taco Bell, right? And so I used to hide that because that's not really something that you want to just like shout to the rooftops. But I enjoy it. I have won scholarships for school from Taco Bell. So gratitude to Taco Bell, lots of respect to them. And I'm in culinary school. I like being around food. Blah, 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 right? So the point is I work night shift. So I'm training, I'm also in school, I'm also working the night shift. So a typical day, I did one day in the life video on Instagram, but a typical day is gonna look like waking up, taking a bunch of supplements, going straight to do cardio, fasted cardio on the Stairmaster, about 40 minutes, right? As soon as I'm done with that, I come home immediately, shower, eat meal 1, head to school. I'm at school, shower, change, of course, head to school. I'm at school for several hours, probably like 3.5, 4 hours. As soon as I'm done with that, I eat again, take more supplements. I change in the parking lot, get in my car. Well, I don't want to say change in the parking lot, but I have my fitness clothes underneath so I could just take my chef coat off, blah, 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 right? So I'm in the car. I head straight back to the gym for gym session number 2. I'm doing strength training, right? So now I'm doing my strength training. I finish my strength training. I come home, I eat again, and I prep my meals. I probably have like an hour or two. Sometimes I have Zoom calls with clients. If y'all know, like I'm a health coach and a personal trainer. So I may have Zoom calls with my clients or like my community if it's a Tuesday. And then I'm getting dressed. I'm heading to work for the night. So I'm normally working like 8 p.m. to 1 a.m. Sometimes, like my new schedule now, I have a lot of 6 p.m.s to 1 a.m. And then I have one shift that is 8 p.m. to 4 a.m. And then guess what? I'm waking up the next day about 8 and I'm doing like the same thing all over again. So that was the reality of my schedule for the most of prep. That's a lot. Not everybody can handle that. Okay. Like the whole prep was just doing a lot of stuff. So in between there, sprinkled in between there, right? I'm also still keeping like my relationship healthy. I also, with being a health coach, I'm normally booked to do different speaking engagements and to speak for different companies about different health topics. So sprinkled in there is me traveling to these places to go do these seminars. And it's like, there's so much on my plate, right? So like I'm running my own business and managing my own clients in my community. I'm in bodybuilding prep. So all of my food, right, has to be prepped. All of these supplements I'm on, like everything is very, very, very strict. And so I'm doing that. I'm trying to still navigate. It's a lot, basically. When you're in a bodybuilding prep, you may be in different phases, right? Depending on how many weeks you are out, what category you're training in, what your body looks like at the moment. You might be in a building phase where you need to pack on muscle. You may be in a cutting phase, right? Which you're gonna have to cut. You're going to have to cut. But most of the time, like 8 out of 10, depending on what you look like, you're gonna have to cut, bring that body fat down. And so during the building phases, it was a little bit difficult for me because I had to eat a lot, and you kind of are ignoring your normal senses, right? You're ignoring your body's natural responses. So like you have to eat all this food, you got to eat it. You have to. Everything has to be measured correctly. You got to put your food on a scale. It has to be eaten at a certain time, and you have to eat it. You have to consume it. You got to get your macros in, right? Carbs, protein, fat, it has to get in. And so sometimes it was a lot for me. I'm like, dang, I can't even finish this, but I have to finish it, you know? And so I had those moments. But then the cutting wasn't extremely bad for me, but the closer we got, the more that I realized I have an emotional connection to food. And so when I'm feeling like stressed or I'm going through a lot, I have a lot on my shoulders, I want to eat. And it's not always quote unquote unhealthy food. I've always been a healthy person, right? I've been a health coach for several years now, maybe 5, 6, 7, one of those. Don't even want to count at this point. I've just been in, this is just my lifestyle. But it is so eye-opening. Bodybuilding will truly show you the truth of yourself. I did not know I had an emotional connection to food until this bodybuilding prep where I'm literally restricted. No, you can't have that. But it's an apple, but it's avocado, but you can't have it. And so I realized like how much I wanted food when I was stressed. And I'm like, dang, I have an emotional connection to food. And another thing I realized is that there is a animalistic hunger that you have during a cut. See, I have fasted before. I fasted for 2 days, 3 days, 48 hours, almost 72 hours. I fasted before. I'm thinking it's fine. I'll be fine. I've gone literally on water and tea. Like, I'll be fine. No. First of all, you've already built your body and your metabolism to a certain stage, right? So your body's different now. Your body metabolizes everything quicker. Well, it should, right? Your body's processing everything quicker. Your body needs more to run off of because you're asking more of it. You're training super hard. You're doing way more cardio than you probably have ever done in your life, right? And your body demands more. So by the time that you do start your cut, your body is still demanding what you were giving it before, and it's probably demanding even more if your training is getting harder or it's staying at that same intensity, but you have less food, less calories in your body. I have felt a hunger like I've never felt before. I kid you not, y'all. And this is why I said animalistic, because it feels so wild. I've never felt that feeling before until prep. It feels so insane. Like it feels like I literally need food now or I'm flipping a table. Like it is insane the hunger that you feel when you're on a cut. So I've never felt that. So that's kind of the reality of like the physical and then the mental. I noticed that also mentally, I noticed that I'm really comparing myself a lot. I had to do a lot of talking to myself. I had to do a lot of like, you're okay, it's okay, you're doing okay, like you're making progress. And like I said, I've always been a very confident person, but it doesn't matter how confident you are, you're gonna be tested. You're gonna be tested. The body dysmorphia is gonna kick in. People are gonna tell you, your coach is gonna tell you like, oh, you're making progress, you're not gonna see it. And this is why you need progress photos. I mean, I tell the same thing to my clients. I just feel like bodybuilding is a different breed. So you're literally looking at yourself and you might see a little quad sweep and you're just like, nah, I'm not really making progress. Like it's not enough. It's not enough. What Kendrick say? It's not enough. Like literally, that's how you feel. And so just going through that and like going on social media and you're seeing other people who may be on prep or going to your same show and you're just like, man, they're 12 weeks out. I don't look like that. Or, you know, like you're constantly in this comparison and you're constantly looking at yourself because that you're literally being judged on what? Your body. So you're going to look at your body a lot. And so it's very bodybuilding is a flashlight, a magnifying glass. It is magnifying everything that is within you. Things that you thought you probably handled and healed are gonna come up. That's just the reality of it. Your food is different. The physicality of it, you're lifting heavy, you're training hard. And so once again, shout out to King. My training was very different because I originally started training with him and was like starting to go through prep and I stopped. I was like, you know what? I can't do it. And it's not because the training was hard. It's just because I had too much going on and I wasn't actually following everything to a T. It was a lot for me just starting culinary school in the fall of 2025, starting last year, fall 2025. Yeah. It was a lot. I couldn't handle everything. I wasn't eating exactly what I was supposed to be eating. Finances were hard. And that's what we need to get into next. So bodybuilding is extremely expensive. I've done a video on like what they don't tell you about bodybuilding, and a part of that was like the expenses. And I'm gonna do another video going over the exact costs of everything. Bodybuilding is incredibly expensive and it was really hard for me to even do it. And so a lot of people may question, okay, well, why do it? If you're having trouble affording it, why do it? Let's get into the why. Why did I even do this? Why did I get into this? So the number one reason why I tried bodybuilding and got into the bodybuilding world is because I wanted to prove to myself that I can do hard things. And so going through life, I'm kind of that person that is like the jack of all trades person. I can try something and pretty much be good at it very quickly, pick it up very quickly. It's just been like that for me. And so I knew that bodybuilding was gonna be something that was not gonna be easy for me and that I probably wasn't gonna be able to pick up quickly. And it was. It was and it is. And so I wanted to prove to myself, you know what, I can do hard things. I can do it. Because when I originally started this, I don't know if you remember this little clip.
Ready to do something I've never done before. And quite frankly, I don't know if I can do it, but I'm definitely gonna try. So I am going to start training for my very first bodybuilding show. Never done bodybuilding before, but we're gonna do it.
Where I said, I don't know how this is gonna go, but I'm starting my bodybuilding show. Well, I'm telling you exactly how it's going and how it went, right? And the biggest thing was finances for me. So the reason why I still decided to do it was I wanted to prove to myself I can do hard things. Number two, I feel like God has been speaking to me through other people to do it for a long time. I would hear from several people at different phases of my life, you should try bodybuilding. You have the perfect frame for it. You have so much potential. It would just pop up. It would just keep popping up. It didn't matter how long went by, probably for like 2 years, it would just keep popping up. It just keep popping up. And I'm like, okay, this has to be a sign, right? And so I feel like the universe is kind of like pushing me into where I should be. And then number 3, you have to take risks. That's why. If I always waited until finances were absolutely perfect in order to do something that I wanted to do, a lot of things in my life I would have never done. Things happen for you when you make it happen. And so if you're watching this right now and you actually donated money to me to do this show, thank you so much. You did the right thing. I appreciate you. And I appreciate that you invested in me because I did something and found something that I actually like. It is a wild experience. It is not for everybody. It is not necessarily healthy, right? But for whatever reason, I feel called to do it. I feel called to do it. I don't know why. And it is incredibly, extremely difficult. Just like cutting your calories, being very meticulous with everything, training intensely hard, right? All of it is very, very different. And so, you know, financially, if you are thinking about going into bodybuilding, I'm not saying do what I did. I'm not saying do what I did. I'm not saying live on the edge, but I am saying you definitely should be prepared. I thought I was prepared. I thought I was ready. Was not. And life changes in different phases, which is another reason why I definitely had to stop my first prep. Life was changing, right? I went from working out of one gym to working to another gym to going back independent. And it was a lot that was happening at one time, a lot of moving parts. So if you do try it, not only the finances, but you got to make sure your life is pretty much straight and narrow, or you ready to do the most. Be ready. Are you okay with being on your feet all day, going from this place to this place to this place, doing this thing? Are you ready? Because it is intense. It is just really intense. And so with me marinating on this show, right, and how the show went, I definitely am going to compete again. I have to make a comeback. I have to. I can't be me, tampon string on stage, looking huge, being the last thing that I do. But also it was just motivation for me. I'm like, you know what? I want to come back better. I want to do better. I want to be better. And I am going to do it. I am going to do it. And so now thinking back and reflecting on what the judges said, I'm like, okay, you know what? I should try a different category. Because what they told me, y'all, let me tell you what they told me. So they basically said, if I want to stay in the bikini category, I need to stop training quads, stop training glutes, stop training, and just condition. I need more conditioning, right? Which is a little hard to hear because I did so much conditioning, but I needed more for this particular category, right? And I don't want to do that. I don't want to stop training and stop lifting for months, probably 6 months, and just condition. I don't want to do that. I don't want to condition down to be smaller. It doesn't feel right, right? What they also said is that the shoulders look great, but they could be capped off. They can have a little bit more cap. I love that. I love working shoulders. If you know me, I love working upper body. So with that being said, it's probably my best fit to be in wellness. Why? Because wellness, they're a little bit thicker. They have a little bit more dominant lower body. They kind of have a Dorito chip shape, right? Julia Renee, I got that from Julia Renee, that description, and it's perfect. So it's like a triangle. So that's like the only category where they actually want a unbalance. They want your lower body to be more dominant than your upper body. And apparently the universe has been telling me that I've been lower body dominant. I didn't know. I really did not know. I didn't know I was thick. I mean, I knew I had been blessed genetically. Thank you to my ancestors. Thank you to my mother and my grandmother, everybody else. Gratitude. With that being said, I didn't really realize. And so once again, God is speaking to me through different people, sprinkle of different people. So there's a lady who is an IFBB pro in figures. She's awesome. If you're watching this, you know who you are. I'm not going to say your name because I don't know if it's okay to just share your name with the internet. But she was very helpful. It's like she just volunteered to help me with posing just because she had volunteered. She works at the gym that I go to. She had also did my tan for the show, which is a very personal experience. Y'all, when you get tanned for a show, you're completely naked. Completely. Just to put that out there. So I'm like bonded with her now. So anywho, so she did that. She helped me with that. During that posing practice that I had with her, she like took one look at me and was like, you should be doing wellness. She knew immediately. And I mean, she's been a pro for 5 years, I think. She's been competing in bodybuilding for 8. And of course, she's in a different category. But when you know, you know. When you're a pro, you know other categories. And so her looking at me and telling me, oh, wellness. I'm like, okay, I'm hearing it. Number 2, I'm backstage. The people who work for the show, he got a little clipboard, little headset. Man, come up to me, wellness. We need you on the wellness. We need you up. I said, oh no, I'm not wellness. Y'all, embarrassing. Cause he looked at me, he was like, oh, okay. I'm receiving so many signs that like I should be in wellness. And it's a little bit nerve-wracking for me, right? Because I don't like training legs. I do not like it. I can deal with the hamstring and glute workout. When it comes to quads, I'm not a fan. Everything is extremely difficult for me. And so that kind of brings me to my training. Training with King was definitely necessary. I grew as a person. I'm not the same person. I know so much more right now. I feel like I'm even better as a trainer and as a coach for like my clients and other people. However, it also made me realize, because this was my first time ever having a coach at all, like hiring a coach and actually working with a coach, very necessary. This opened my eyes and showed me what kind of training style I work best with. This showed me what kind of training style I worked best with. With King, it was difficult. King is the type that's very like militant. You know, he was in the military. And so he's very militant. He's good with like pushing you. You need to do this, get this done. Come on, let's go. That doesn't really resonate with me all the way. There was one day where I literally almost cried. I was literally 98% close to tears. 98, like it was so close, I almost cried, because we're over here doing split squats, Bulgarian split, no, not Bulgarian split squats, but just split squats on the Smith machine. Like I said, all quad stuff is just difficult for me. And he's like, this is lightweight, you're not even trying. And like hearing that you're not even trying, it broke me. It sent me over the edge. And it was just really hard for me to hear that, because it's like, I'm sitting over here sweating my butt off. I'm shaking, I'm shivering, and I'm still going. I'm still trying to do this weight. And it's like, I almost cried my eyes out, because it's just like, that's not what I need to hear right now. Like that's not motivating me. I don't operate like that. And so I didn't realize like I need more of an emotional balance. Like I need like, it's okay, you can do this. Hey, like you got it. Hey, like I need a balance of a little bit stern, but I also need you to like understand I'm emotional. You know, I'm emotional. That's not motivating. Like, what do you mean I'm not trying? I'm trying so hard right now. I'm not even having any carbs. It was a lot. And so in that moment, I didn't like bust out crying in that moment. I remember I just shook my head and I was like, well, if you don't see it, you don't see it. And I just kept lifting. And after I, like mounted it, we kind of like got into it for a minute, and I started walking away to the next machine. I was like, okay, what's next? So I started walking away to the next machine, and I wanted to bawl so bad. I felt it. My body was heated. So it just made me realize what kind of training style I work best with. When I am training by myself, which I did for most of my prep, when I'm training by myself, I'm very comforting. I'm like, it's okay, honey, you got it. Come on, push. You can do it. I'm literally saying, honey, sweetheart. Like I'm not saying I need a trainer to call me sweetheart, but I'm just saying I'm very sweet to myself with a balance of a push. I am a Libra after all. Okay, so I give myself both. If I feel like something's really hard, I'm like, it's okay, it's hard, but just try it, do it. Just try it. Do what you can do. Do what you could do. Okay, now push yourself a little bit more. Push yourself a little bit more. You can do it. Come on. Like I know what kind of training I need, and like the militant style it's not working for me, which is bringing it back to wellness. The wellness category, you really have to push your legs. I do not like training legs, but you know what? I'm going to try this category. I'm going to try training for it. I am graduating from culinary school at the end of this year, end of 2026 in December. And so I'm going to take this off season. I'm going to take what the judges said, because the judges did say that I could build, and if I like training, I can train a little bit harder, build myself up, and compete in wellness. And my body might like me better for it because I won't be starving myself, and I can have more food, you know, so my body might like it better. And so with that being said, I'm going to try it out, but I'm going to train myself for the rest of this year. Why? Because first of all, finances. It's just smart for me to coach myself. I've been a coach for several years. I'm not a bodybuilding coach, which are two very different degrees, but since I've been studying this industry so hard, I know that I can do it, right? I know that I can build myself, because I went from being super extremely skinny, right, to actually building myself and having some girth, right? And that's the thing. I have potential for wellness that I did not even realize all the way until recently. I remember taking pictures of myself during prep, and I'm looking at my legs. They look massive. They look good, right? And I'm thinking that, oh, I'm not quad dominant. I'm not leg dominant. That's not true. Clearly I am, because I can do a little bit of quads. I already have a little baby quad sweep, and I don't even work legs that particularly hard, to be honest with you. I'm not. Am I sore? Yes. But I feel like I'm not pushing as hard, right? So if I really, really push, my legs could really be, you know, unstoppable, right? And so I think that even talking to another lady, I think she's a pro. Is she a pro? I don't know, but she's in figure as well. And just talking to her in the locker room, and she's like, yeah, you have a lot of muscle, especially in your legs. I'm like, do I? Because I feel like I put a lot of attention on my upper body, and I guess I'm just not realizing the potential that I have in my legs. So we're going to really push it. I'm going to really, really push myself and just coach myself, especially with me being a vegetarian. I think that my coach did not, I'm 90% sure that I was the first vegetarian competitor that he's ever had. And I don't think that he really knew like exactly how that feels. And I honestly think he forgot most of the time. Cause like, you know, the meal plans I would get, it would still say fish or meat or whatever, beef or whatever. Or he'll ask me like, oh, you know, you can eat fish, right? I'm like, no, you've asked me this like once a month for the past 6 months. No. And so I think that, just giving myself time to just like go through my own eating lifestyle, my own training, just by myself, understand myself, know my muscles. And I think that taking the rest of this year will be great for me. Just to get to know myself more, and also give my finances a break, right? And I can give a lot more attention to my clients as well. And I think that after I graduate, I can focus more on training, because I will have graduated. I can get a good, strong culinary career job, right? That is a lot better, a lot more high paying. And then I can go into the season and into prep, no financial stress. Like that's the goal, right? That's being smart. And so, yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. And eventually I will get coached again. I will dive back into that. But right now I think I just need to focus on me. And with that being said, I have news. I am proud to announce I am officially partnered with Legion Athletics. Woo, 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 woo. So Legion is a awesome hub for supplements. And if you know in this bodybuilding journey, you need it. In most fitness journeys, you're gonna need it. You're gonna need some type of supplementation. And their supplements are actually backed by science. It's not none of the BS, if you will. All right. So I'm really excited about this partnership. And if you guys, you know, have been following the journey, or you're just starting the journey, or you just want to support a non-cookie cutter creator who is very real, okay, who's actually a hard worker and is just a good person, please, okay, go to the description, click the link, use the code CoachVB, get you something, okay? Dive into the world with me. I will show you guys some different recipes and stuff that I'm using with Legion, but I'm so excited. This is a big deal, guys. This is a big deal for me. Clap. If you're not already clapping, comment, say something nice, okay? I'd appreciate it, okay? Thank you. What else we got on the list? We talked about the hardships. We talked about just being on that hustle, being on that grind. I sacrificed a lot of sleep, right? Because I told you my schedule, you know, I'm going to sleep at 2 a.m. I'm waking up at 7, 8 and getting straight to it. So like we kind of went through that. And that's another thing. I want to make sure that next time I'm on prep and I'm prepping for a show, that I have a normal sleeping schedule, which is another reason why I want to wait till I graduate to start training for another show. I got to get into a show by the end of next year. I have to. And I want to put it at the end because I want to give, you know, my coach time to learn my body and to train me. I think it'll be very crazy to like jump into a prep immediately. And it's like, they have like 1 or 2 weeks to learn my body. Like I want to kind of be able to work with them in an off season for a little bit before I'm jumping into a prep. So I'm aiming for the end of next year. And I already have, like I said, a lot of mass, a lot of girth, a lot of muscle in general, a good frame. So I think I definitely can be competitive in wellness. And I love that it's more of me. It's very like femininity, but we buff. We in there. Cause it's my goal. Another reason why I feel like I'm in alignment with wellness is that it's my goal to be more muscular, right? So the lady that I was talking about, the IFBB pro that, you know, that kind of helped me, she buff with no pump. That's what I want. I don't want to be her level of buff because then I'm out the category. I'm out the requirements. And if y'all want me to do a video on like the different, you know, what am I trying to say? Not the different stages. The different categories. If you want me to do a video on the different categories of bodybuilding and just like more in depth into that specifically, I definitely would love to do that. Y'all let me know. I might do it anyway without you telling me to do it. But I want that, right? I want to be buff, no pump. And I feel like I look good, I look built. I want to be better and I'm going to be better, period. Let's get into it. And I just think it very well fits the fact that I can still train, which is what I want to do. I want to train more. I want to cap my shoulders off. I want insane quads, right? I want that. I'm going to get that. I'm going to have that. I already have it. I'm speaking into existence. And then we did talk about just like my massive milestone with not only getting on the stage, which is a big deal, and I'm very proud of that, but also being partnered with Legion. So overall, guys, this journey was a whirlwind. I feel like right now my nervous system is more calm and I can like calm down and chill out, which feels good. And so I'm gonna be really, really giving a lot of attention just back into my community. If you guys don't know, it's called the CVC, the Coach V community. I do Zoom calls every Tuesday and we kind of dive into just accountability. And then we set goals every single week and we go into those goals. And so I think that most people just need a little bit of accountability. Maybe they don't want to jump straight into coaching, right? But they just want to be a part of something. They want to be a part of a community. So guys, if you want to be a part of it, you know, the link is in the description for that as well. It's only $4.99 a month. If you live in America, if you live in this economy, in this world, I don't know what you can really get of high value that's $4.99 besides this community. So yeah, no pressure. But if you want something, if you want more community, you want to be a part, man, jump in. And we'd love to have you. Okay, we'd love to have you. And guys, thank you again for watching this video. I'm going to do another video on the in-depth prices of what I paid. But overall, I am very happy about my bodybuilding journey. I'm being very gentle with myself for the fact that this is my first year. I think I expected myself to make a lot more progress than what I seen, but I did make a lot of progress. Looking from back then to now, I did. And I just think this is a sport that genuinely takes time to build these amazing physiques. So if you see somebody with an amazing physique or that is in this particular industry, give them a kudos, give them a pat on the back, because this is not easy. And for whatever reason, we keep doing it because it is fulfilling. And I feel called to the sport. I feel called to do it. So you guys stay tuned for the next video where we go into the details of the spending and also what I want to do differently next time. So peace, y'all.